Hi everybody, welcome today to the Green Room VideoCast. Today we have Teresa Pearson and Nadine Roper, that's what it is, okay. They are the managers of the Green Room here, and today we're going to be discussing, what are we going to be discussing today, Teresa?
Bad guys in the Bible and bad guys for the Book of Mormon. You
guys want to show that up right to the camera so we can see what we're going to be talking about? So both of you guys have read this book.
Read most of the book.
I've read all of that one, and I've read parts of this one. Because this one's new. It's brand new.
Oh, okay.
So it's, you know, a new addition to the Green Room. So
Nadine, tell me, what is the premise of the Book of Mormon one?
The author, Dennis Gaunt, was watching a BYU TV program where 4 religion professors were discussing Korihor. And he just had this idea pop in his head. I wonder if anybody has written a book about the bad guys of the Book of Mormon. And that's where the idea came from. And 3 months later, he had his first draft. And so he's gone through the Book of Mormon and the Bible and taken out specific bad guys and made it an entertaining way for us to learn important principles of the gospel.
So what sort of principles do they teach us from that book?
Well, we'll just talk about the first one. The first one is they're the whiners in the wilderness. The first one that comes to mind would be, who's the whiners in the wilderness?
Laman and Lemuel, right?
That's exactly who
or
he
your
talks
children.
about. Or my children. Oh, he is talking about my children. It's absolutely who he's talking about. And he talks about how they're just naughty. And it doesn't matter what lessons they're taught and how good people around them are, they just are epic failures. They just have the rough time doing what Heavenly Father wants them to do. And he makes it really interesting to read. Once you start,
learn a lot about each one of them. Even though you read about them in the Book of Mormon, it seems like he has his own little twist to it where you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That is how it is.
And he's made it really interesting where you can make it into a family home evening. At the very back of each of the chapters, he has lessons to learn and how you can apply that to your lives. Like, he'll give you questions. Life is hard and sometimes feels like a wilderness. How can understanding the dealings of God help you in your own personal wilderness experience? That's just one of the ones that he gives. And you can help your, from little children to my big children, talk about that. It's a good discussion opener for your family.
So is it able to be really relatable?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
Throughout the whole book. Yeah.
Cool. So Teresa, let's move on to
the Bible
you.
one is very similar. I think that for me it's small comparative to how big the Bible is, because there are a lot of bad guys in the Bible. But I think he chose just the specific ones. But for me, both books are really cool because in each one, at the very end, it says lessons not learned. So each bad guy has lessons they didn't learn, and that you shouldn't,
Yeah, they have that as well.
Yeah, in both books.
Both books have it.
And it's kind of cool because it's like, what lessons didn't they learn during their time, in these scriptures? So that's really interesting. And, focusing on the different books, I think, is really important, and keeping in mind that this is the Bible and that's the Book of Mormon, but still that there's bad guys in both.
And there's bad guys in the Book of Mormon that you may not have learned a lot about when you've gone through the Book of Mormon. It doesn't matter how many times you've gone through it. Sherem was one of them that I just didn't think much of. And I think because they didn't really touch on it, they moved on. But he kind of goes into depth about Sherem.
What are some details he talks about with Sherem that you can remember?
Sherem is the Antichrist. And he didn't matter how much you tried to discuss gospel principles with him, he wouldn't be shaken. He was just evil. Mm-hmm. But he did it in a very charismatic way. He was like this really, he's kind of like Satan, a really good-looking, you want to be around him kind of, sort of, he kind of brings you in, and then he hits you with it. And you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? But you just didn't see it coming. He really totally blindsides you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But very interesting bad guy, because he's just one of those ones that I didn't know much about. So that's another good thing coming from these books, is that you learn about bad guys you may not have been familiar
And then you
with.
go back to the scriptures and you read about them, and that kind of encourages you to read the scriptures on your own also about those people. And I think for Family Home Evening, these two books work really, really well and grab the attention of my kids, because that's something that you don't usually bring to Family Home Evening. What, we're going to talk about bad guys? What? But you can pick and choose which ones you're going to talk about. And then you can talk about the good things, the bad things, and try to show them, you know, see, this person did this, and what did we learn from him doing that and not learning from his own mistakes. And you can do a whole Family Home Evening surrounded about that. And we've done that at home, and it's worked really well. My 10-year-old, Jack, loves these books. And he will talk about, if we do a section, or we'll let him pick a section, and he will talk about it and how horrible that person was and how they should have done this, and they learn a lot about it. And it has this one, the Bad Guides to the Bible, has an audio version that you can get on CD. And I think that's really good if you're doing a long drive. You have the audio version, and you can do that on long trips. So that is awesome. Really cool also. I wish they had it for this one.
And they may come out with that.
Yeah.
Another alternative idea for studying your scriptures, if you do family scripture study, which we should all do, but is to take, and that's why we're so slow in reading it, because we're doing it as a family, is that we're taking each of the bad guys, the chapters that go along with it, and we're kind of like extracting, you know, we're reading the scriptures that go along with it, and then take our time talking about the scriptures and all the different things that we can learn within those chapters that have the bad guys. And so we're just taking our time getting through it. But every chapter's been really good. I've had full attention of my family.
I feel like the character dynamics in it are super relatable to us today and can help us grow and become better. But I want to know, Teresa, so we talked a lot about the Book of Mormon. Is there any characters from the Bible that you'd like to share
there are so
with
many.
us?
This for our Family Home Evening yet. We've been focused on this, but we're ending our part on the Book of Mormon and going into the Bible version. And so I can't really focus on one individual, but it is
good.
It is really good, and it draws your attention in just as much as this one. So if someone already has the Book of Mormon version, they're going to want to do the Bible version.
Well, you know, what caught our attention when we first got the book was the contents. Each chapter title is really inviting. Like I said, Whiners in the Wilderness, you know who that is.
Right.
It may be spacious, but it ain't that great. That's lessons from the other side of the river.
Oh.
Okay, so your mind's kind of, I know your mind's thinking, oh, yeah, I can see that. What's on the other side of the river? What are they doing? What are they talking about? And that's what they do. That's what he talks about. I am so smart. That one's Sherem. He thinks he's so smart. He thinks he's even smarter than Satan.
Yes.
So the yearbook of Omni is Have a Great Summer. Kings for a Day, Losers for Life is King Noah, Amulon, and the Wicked Priests. Popular Like Me is Nehor and Amalickiah. So those are just a few of them.
And the Bible has good ones too. I mean, you got Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, that right there, you know, you already know what that is. And, All in the Family, Troubles in Abraham's House. You know, it goes over all the, he could easily make another one. Because there's more than 16 or 17.
I wonder if he'll do Bad Guys of the Church History.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe we should send him an email. Yeah, he's a really good writer, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with next. He's really good. And this one, the Book of Mormon one, has sold so well.
I can't keep it in stock. This is the last one.
This is the last one again. We keep ordering them, and we usually order 5 to 6 at a time, and we can't keep them on the shelves. And I'm hoping this one will do just as well.
I had to wait 6 months after we opened the store to get my copy.
Because they were so back ordered.
Yeah.
So if someone's going to acquire this, where can they get it at?
Here, at the Green Room.
Or they can get it online in our online bookstore and pick it up here.
Awesome.
We don't do shipping just yet, but they can order it, they can pay for it online, and then they can come and pick it up at their convenience.
We do have a will call, so they can, if they're scared we don't have it in stock or that it's the last one, we will hold it for you. Yeah.
How much does it cost?
They're $16.99.
This one's $15.99.
Yep.
Awesome.
So.
All right, guys, there you go. Here you have it. We got Bad Guys of the Book of Mormon and of the Bible. Hope you guys can pick it up today. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe below. Also, anything talked about in today's video can be purchased down at Southern Oregon's only LDS bookstore, The Green Room. All right, we'll see you next time.